Hello, welcome to early afternoon. It's my late lunchtime edition of Mornings with Stanley. We had a webinar today, 11:30 to 1, which means lunch is late, so I ran home and ate. But I had 2 breakfasts this morning, so it wasn't too bad, except for my waistline, perhaps. But I think I mentioned I started getting this food called Daily Harvest. You may have seen the commercials. It's fruit and vegetables and grains, vegan basically, but I'm not vegan. But they have these bowls for breakfast. I was looking for something to eat besides the eggs that I've been eating. I just felt like I needed some more vegetables and fruit. And the Tavala meals I've been getting, they have a side, but I just didn't feel like I was getting what I needed. So I ordered this, and it's pretty good. It's not quite as filling as my egg breakfast I was having every day, but it was good. But today we had our morning prayer meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we always have breakfast, and sometimes I'm still hungry and I want to go get a second breakfast, but I knew that Bill Cole was going to go to Whataburger and get something, and he usually gets the breakfast on a bun, which is so good and filling. But I forgot last night when I did my overnight oats, or actually this was chia seeds. So I put my half a cup of oat milk in my bowl of chia seeds, and it was blackberries and chia seeds and some other fruit and some things I've never even heard of. I don't know what I'm eating, but it's all organic, so it must be good. And put it in the refrigerator. As soon as I put it in there, I said, I'm having breakfast tomorrow. I don't need to do this. And it's like, well, what should I do? When will I eat this? I don't want this to go to waste. It's like $6 or $7. Do I want to eat it for lunch? No, it won't be enough for lunch. So what will I do? So I decided I'm going to eat it for breakfast, and then I'll eat something else when I get to prayer group. And I did. And it was good because it served me well, because I had to wait an extra hour to eat my lunch. That's my excuse. But I came home and I had this leftover pasta dish. You may have seen on the internet this pasta dish is gone viral. You take did I mention this yesterday? I don't think I did, because I did this last night for dinner. Wasn't sure what I was going to eat for dinner, but you take a block of feta cheese, and then you put cherry tomatoes and olive oil and some spices, and you put it in the oven for 400 degrees for 40 minutes, and then you take it out, and meanwhile you boil some pasta, and then you mix it all together, and you have this cheesy pasta, tomato. And I made it during the cold snap, and I couldn't find the block of cheese, so I just used the crumbles, and it was pretty good. But I wasn't sure how much I needed, how much cheese, so I got 3 little things of these, and so I said I need to start eating some of that feta cheese. So I wasn't sure when I was going to do it, because it's kind of fattening, all those carbs. And so I bought a can of diced roasted tomatoes instead of using the cherry tomatoes. And I decided to make that last night because I didn't have any Tavala meals, and I didn't want to go out again. And anyway, it wasn't good for me as far as weight wise, but it was good. So I had the leftovers of that for lunch today. Didn't have as much, so it was about a bowl full. Couldn't have seconds, which is good. And tonight I'll get back to more normal food, probably. Anyway, that's more than you wanted to know. But Stanley's interested, aren't you? You're looking at me like, are you going to make me leave the room again? Yes, I am going to make him leave the room, because that's the kind of person I am. Anyway, our webinar is pretty good, talking about building a spiritual core in our church. And Anyway, so it's good. We have another one in 2 weeks, and then another one, I think 3 weeks after that, or maybe it's every 2 weeks. I thought it was once a month, but maybe it's every 2 weeks. I guess it is every 2 weeks. A little more than, no, I think it's 3 weeks after or next one's April 2nd, 7th, and then that one after that is the 28th. So I guess it's 3 weeks after our next one. Anyway, Stanley's acting very he's almost sad because I haven't spent much time with him. And that's Gordy calling me. So let me pause this and talk to Gordy. Okay, I'm back. Just a quick interruption. Stanley's just laying here on at my feet. Let's see if he pops up when I stop petting him. If he's gonna jump up and want more active attention, or if he'll give me pet. I'll have to make him leave. If he just lay at my feet, he could stay in here the whole time. You know, Stanley, you could stay in here if you just lay at my feet. Good boy. Okay, we're still in the Psalms. Psalm 31. Wait. It's 32, 3 and 4. Let me double check. 32, 3 and 4, that's right. While I kept silence, my body wasted away. Through my groaning all day long, for day and night your hand was heavy upon me. My strength was dried up as by the heat of summer. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. My allergies are just driving me crazy. Now my nose is just itchy, but I'm ready for spring to be over. No, I'm not. I love spring weather. I hate spring allergies. Here's our reading for Wednesday of week 47. Some ideas we must give up. We are continuing the enumeration of wrong mental attitudes we must change if we are to be healthy. Third, we must give up the notion that God will pass a miracle over us and heal us without our cooperating with him and giving up thinking and emotions which produce disease. The promising of healing to people, regardless of whether they give up wrong thinking and emotions, has left behind a lot of disillusionment and wreckage of faith. Fourth, we must give up the notion that healing can only be sudden, on-the-spot healing. It does sometimes work that way, but more often it works gradually as we cooperate with God in eliminating the causes of disease. Fifth, we must renounce the attitude that we can skip the healing of spirit and take the healing of the body. In the definition of the ashram, the order was a positive healing of Christian love to mind, spirit, and body. The healing starts from the mind and letting go of wrong thinking, passes on to the spirit where wrong attitudes and emotions are changed with the change of the mind, and finally it gets to the body. Sixth, we must give up the idea of trying to deal with symptoms and go down to the disease. For instance, we are told that enough sleeping pills were sold last year in the United States to put every man, woman, and child to sleep for 23 days. And all those sleeping pills did not do a bit of permanent good, for down underneath the sleeplessness, except in the case of the physically ill, was a conflict within which caused the inability to sleep. If these are some examples of the wrong thinking we must let go, what are some right mental attitudes which we must take if we are to be well? Someone asked me, what is the secret of your amazing health? It has been amazing, for I've been speaking from 2 to 5 times a day for 40 years, with no vacations except to work on a book. And yet I seem to be in perfect health. I replied, well, I suppose it's because I learned the art of receptivity. I take grace not only for my spirit, but for my mind and body as well. Here is our prayer for today. Oh Jesus, my Lord, your grace is available for the total me. Grace for my spirit to cleanse me from deep inner conflicts. Grace for my mind to convert it and quicken it. Grace for my body to heal it and vitalize it. I thank you for grace. Amen. And our affirmation for the day: all my thoughts and attitudes shall be health producing. Jesus is Lord.